Okay, in hopes of getting something that is good tonight. Madou Monogatari. Oh, the first Madou Monogatari. I wonder if there are more than one here on the Game Gear. Let's find out. And it would seem that there are 3 of these here on Game Gear, which comes to as a bit of a surprise to me. That was interesting. But yes, oh, and it has a subtitle there, but something to do with the 3 of something, or the 3 blanks. Don't know what that blank is, I cannot read that kanji. Oh, well, this is not what I expected at all. I've played Madou Monogatari for, Super NES, and that is sort of a action RPG with turn-based, well, not really action RPG, but, you know, an RPG with, I don't remember if they're random battles or not, but, you know, just sort of a turn-based RPG system of battling Puyo monsters, mostly. And it's kind of sort of the Puyo RPG, wherein you play as like a little kindergartner girl. And it's kind of weird, but kind of cute. And apparently we were just poisoned. Okay, shop guy. I will... What? I hit buy! Maybe I'm hitting the wrong buttons, I don't even know. Door. It needs a key. Okay. Have to say, I did not honestly expect a dungeon crawler in the Madou Monogatari series. Okay, so yes, I was getting the buttons wrong. Button 1 is no, and button 2 is yes. Usually in these games, it's the other way around. So yeah, not really overly much I can say about any kind of dungeon crawl type game. Even one with sound effects and Puyo characters, and, you know, generally cute things. Let's fight with fire. It hurts. Let's fight with ice. Ice storm. Don't think that worked. Let's try that again, just to be sure. Okay, then. Interesting experience system. Going around the border like that. What the? A white. White in the WIGHT sense, not in the color sense. You know, apparition type stuff. And no, it wasn't always a dungeon crawler. Madou Monogatari on the Super Nintendo is not a dungeon crawler. Presumably this game, which is, I'm going to assume, in those other collections, this game being the one that you've played, this was always a dungeon crawler. The one I've played was not a dungeon crawler, I can guarantee you that. Being that I've played it, and I am not a moron, and I know what I'm talking about. So yeah. We will just sort of wander around a bit more since we've now seen what combat looks lower. Maybe we won't wander around a bit more. Anyways, that's the first Madou Monogatari. And since it's on Game Gear, I'm not going to go hop into the others and get them out of the way, because we want to keep Game Gear going as long as we possibly can, since there are less than 300 games on the system, really. Okay. Let's see what else we got. And hey! Debut of the new, Circle of the Moon mascot. Very nice. Esther Karateka. Ah, boy. Yeah, I have no faith in anything with Karateka in the name. Oh, wait, I think I was supposed to... No? Yes, okay. Don't want to go in on, hardest difficulty with no life and no power. And a little bit of speed. Okay. That's better. But yeah, Karateka is sort of like a cinematic kung fu. It has generally amazing sprite animation, depending on, which system. And it's really slow, and the controls are kind of awkward, and yeah. I'd like to be out of fighting stance. Can I not be in fighting stance anymore so I can walk at a normal pace, please? See how he's running there? He's not running quickly, but he's running faster than I'm shuffling. Can I, B-dash, or... Nope. Can't jump, can't do anything. Yeah, I should be kicking and not punching. It has longer range. But yeah, this is... Pretty much all the Karateka games are like this. Well, stands to reason since they are generally just ports of each other, but yeah. There is a version of this on NES, and I believe arcade, but it might have been PC. And yeah. Shuffle, 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 shuffle along. Just that sort of game. It's like, it wanted to be Kung Fu with better sprite animation, with a really cinematic look to everything, and it just failed miserably. Also, my body is kind of perspective be damned. I'm shuffling sideways while having my body turned in a odd direction. But that may well just be because, we can only have the color white to represent our body. I'm sure if we had, actual sprite animation that wasn't on the Game Boy, it might not look quite as distorted. Now that you mention that, Alucard, he does look like he's walking backwards. If you focus on the bottom of the legs, especially on the enemies as they're shuffling towards us once they are in their fighting stance. Well, I don't think we really have to worry about the end of the game when we defeat the boss. Assuming there is, another stage after this one, which I will assume that there is, and that we are not done with the entire game at this point in time, that was not the actual final boss. But yeah, we don't have to worry about the very end of the game, because there is no way we're going to play this for that long. I don't have that much time on my hands to stand for Mr. Turtle here. Actually, I'm going to take that back and put it into speed. Oh, and apparently Karateka is on Steam with 3D graphics. It's pretty nifty. How do I Oh my god, I exited fighting stance and was actually moving at a not shuffle pace. How did I... Okay, hit up and exit fighting stance. Best discovery. Yes, do things while I dramatically point. Oh dear. That was close. Oh jeez. Okay. And I sped into my death, hoping that, I would be able to restore life, but instead, And apparently there were only 3 levels? Yeah. We'll give it a shot. I'm not going to put anything into speed since, 3rd level, so gotta assume that enemies will take more damage. We can zip a little bit. Well, they do have horns. They're wearing those samurai helmets. And for reference, somebody in the chat just said they look like they have horns, but I assume most people can infer that. Quit blocking! Wow. Actually gotta employ strategy against these bastards. Or maybe he'll just sit there hitting block forever, and we will never get past him. And yeah, I think that's about enough of this game. Yeah, this has been Master Karateka. I'm honestly not a fan of Karateka. I think you all were able to infer that and, figure that out. So, I can't recommend it, but I'm sure there are fans of the game out there. Okay. Kinda screwed up the screen regions on the last one, so here's hoping we get something equally good. Chase H.Q. No dice there. Okay, so Chase H.Q. Originally in the arcades, and later ported to, every console under the sun. Don't think we have any money at the moment. So sure. Basically, in this, we are a police officer, and... Okay, so the Idaho slasher is fleeing toward the suburbs in a blue car. Blue British sports car, even. So yes, every single one of these Chase HQ games has you driving... Actually, we look like we were in a blue British sports car as well, but yeah. Basically, they are essentially racing games with a bit of a twist in that you are hunting down a specific target, and when you get to that target, it is your job to then crash the hell out of... What? What? What just happened? The screen, the track. Well, not the track, but, the road. Why was it having a seizure? That is just weird. Anyways, yes, Chase HQ. Just hunt down your target, and once you reach them, smash the hell out of them with your own car until they are forced to stop. Also, there are checkpoints, and I'm now running out of time. And I failed the first level. Mhm. So that was the thing. Maybe there were turbos I could have used or something. Kind of brutal for the very first stage, though. Like, it didn't seem like... No, dang it. Let's reset. There. And we do want background music, yes. I don't know why it defaults to off. And yeah, this is the same kind of Rad Racer, pole position, all those sorts of racing games that look identical to this. Only difference being that there are, well, in this version there are many fewer cars. Usually in these Chase H.Q games, you have a lot of other cars on the road which you ignore as you chase after your target. And apparently we have found a lot of those other cars all of a sudden. I don't know. I guess I never... Oh! I see what happened. I was in low gear all that time. I wanted to switch to high gear. Whoops! That will have a major impact on how well we can, manage to complete the mission. Oh, jeez. Well, we have spun out and once again failed because, Oh. Okay then. What? No idea what's up with that, but sure. I guess the timer is how much gas we have left, and we have to hit start to use another fuel can. That's a weird system. Also, I don't think we're going to make it anywhere near our victim at this rate. Or not our victim, but our, target, the perpetrator, or whatever you would call it in police lingo. No, now start is just... I guess it's only when you stop that you can hit start to use a fuel can, otherwise it just pauses the game. But like, why is that a thing? I'm generally confused by this game and its odd controls here and, in general, sort of screwiness. Beyond that, there's really not much to say about Chase H.Q. Except that other versions are not quite this bad. Like, I've seen a lot of versions of Chase H.Q, and it's not generally this insanely hard to complete the first stage. Usually you can complete stage 1 in like 4 to 5 minutes tops. And of course they have better graphics, better controls, better, ability to understand what's going on. Spinning out they'd all have, though. You can always, crash and burn on light posts and other nonsense lying around in the road, and other cars as well. So this whole gasoline issue, I have no idea what the hell is up with that. I don't know how to solve that particular issue. So yeah, I guess this has been Chase HQ. This has been a particularly bad version of Chase HQ. I honestly cannot recommend this one. Super Nintendo version, Genesis version, arcade version, all of these would be the place to go instead of this.